There's this Filipino line that goes, "Malayo pa, pero malayo na." It's translated as, "Still a long way to go, but we've come a long way." Sometimes I'm either carrying the weight of malayo pa, or I'm celebrating the challenges I've surpassed with malayo na. When my friends invited me for a hike, for some reason, I was more inclined to say no. I first thought of reasons not to go. I don't hate the idea of hiking. In fact, I'm looking for something to do to make sense of the leave credits I use at work. So, why was I so hesitant? Lately, I've noticed something uncomfortable about myself. It seems I have been avoiding discomfort unknowingly at the expense of my growth. And while I know it's normal to seek comfort when the world is burning, I notice how much I've waited for that perfect moment, for something extraordinary to happen. I guess we're all guilty of choosing whatever is more convenient. We sometimes forget to try, to strive, and to persist. We get stuck in the illusion that being happy means nothing will ever go wrong. And at times like this, we just need to get out of our heads. I decided to join my friends for their hike, and we started at 4 in the morning. I'm a bit nervous about Mount Daraitan because I'm not as physically fit as I wanted to be.
Pati na lang may mga low bed. Oh, teka. Step by step.
Climbing in the dark proved challenging, and our Kuya guide said we had 1 hour before reaching the first station. And sure enough, it took me exactly an hour to reach Station 1. The trail was still dark, and the station post felt like a beacon, quietly assuring me that I was headed the right way.
Kuya, makailang minutes pa to. Station 2. 30 minutes pa ulit. Sige.
While I got to meet some of my friends at Station 1, my lungs were craving for air, so I told them to go on without me. I had accepted the fact that I'm not in the best shape to match their pace. Although I went solo, Kuya Guide kept me company. He even tried cracking jokes of his own.
Parang ang papatag na nga to, Kuya.
Okay, I may have missed Kuya Guide's joke, but he wasn't wrong with what he said. Or what he warned about.
Kumpara sa kanina, yun talaga paakyat.
Bali yung last station.
Isang oras po.
I'm beginning to see the first light of the day, which is a good sign. Because that could mean the sky is still clear, as opposed to the upcoming rain showers we've seen in the weather forecast.
Ah! Nakikita ko to sa reels. Itong hagdanan na to. Yeah, hello. Ligo dun, please. Wala tayong choice. Dito na tayo. Kaya natin akitin.
The ladder wasn't really that high, but exhaustion weighed heavily. I also had to rely on sturdy trees and stones to pull myself up. The higher I climbed, the more daylight revealed itself. And before I knew it, I heard voices nearby. A very telling sign that I had arrived at Station 2. Station 2 featured a sea of clouds, and while I wished to take a photo with it, the queue was just too long. So I decided to simply capture the majestic scene. The photo did not do the actual view any justice, but hey, we get what we can get. I also met one of the solo joiners from our group, and luckily, he offered to take a photo of me with the sea of clouds. Shortly after, I met some of my friends who trailed behind me.
Ay! Bakit na ako? Okay lang. Hindi na.
Pakita tayo?
Oo.
I wanted to join my friends, but I was hoping I can catch the sea of clouds at the summit. I also met another solo joiner, and they were such a fun company that conversing with them made the rest of the journey lighter.
Joy. Joy.
Joy? Parang hindi ka na si Joy ah.
I wanna see tired. Oh my God, you made it!
Kilometers pa lang, te. 2 kilometers.
Okay lang yan. A win is a win. 2 kilometers.
At first I thought we had reached Station 3, but knowing we had been hiking for 2 kilometers was enough reason for me to consider this an achievement. After breezing through the forgiving flatlands, the three of us continued our rocky ascent with Kuya Guide. I had to pause now and then to catch my breath, but with great determination, we reached Station 3, and with a treat. Ano ba, ice candy? Ano flavor?
Buko pandan at saka
Pahingi po. Ay, pahingi. Pabili.
no problem.
Pabili. Magkano po?
20 na po isa.
Ito po.
We got the buko pandan flavor, and boy was it so refreshing.
So good.
We also got the place to ourselves for multiple photo ops. This was the very first sign where I got a group photo with the newfound friends. Don't we all look happy and revitalized with the ice candy? We had to move forward as Station 3 began filling up with other hikers. I heard that Mount Daraitan is beginner friendly, but as my legs started having cramps, it stopped feeling that way. But the pain no longer felt important, because for the first time that morning, I could finally see what all those difficult steps were leading to. For a while, there was nothing left to chase. Just a cool mountain air and a quiet satisfaction of making it this far. As usual, the three of us got our photo ops, and I also reconnected with my old friends to capture what the summit has to offer. We thought reaching the summit was the end of the climb, but just beyond it stood the Heart Peak. Getting to it asks for a little more from us, even when we think we've already made it. After we re-energized with refreshments and some food, we prepared for the next stop and rode a tricycle through another rocky trail. This led us to the most rewarding part after all that we had been through.
What's up guys? So, dito tayo ngayon sa Tinipak River. Tinipakpak.
We still couldn't believe it didn't rain. Instead, we were greeted with a sunny afternoon. After hours of hiking, with the heat bearing down on us, and our legs carrying the weight of the steps we had taken, the cool waters of Tinipak River were exactly what we needed. Also, who said we didn't have any energy left to have fun? Unlike the weeks before this hike, when I kept questioning whether I was capable of doing something like this, my mind felt as calm as the river flowing beside us. As the river carried on without rushing, I found myself doing the same, letting go of the need to have everything figured out and simply appreciating where I was. We're always searching for a reason to live, yet often, it's only after we have walked far enough that we can look back and realize that every step was leading us somewhere more meaningful than we ever expected. Standing at the foot of a mountain, malayo pa can feel scary and overwhelming. The summit looks distant, the trail seems endless, but mountains teach us the same lesson that life does. We don't reach our goals in a single leap. We get there one step at a time, one day at a time. And if we keep moving forward, we'll eventually arrive at our own version of malayo na.